Hey guys, Scott back here again with a new beer dissection video. What I have today from Oskar Brewery is Dale's Pale Ale. Oskar Blues is around, I think they're in Colorado, Texas, I believe North Carolina. They've been around for a while. I think the only beer I've had from them before was Mama Little Pills. I had picked up as I usually try to do, and if you've been following my channel, I've done this several times with Sam Adams, Southern Tiers. I buy those compilation packs, and Oskar Blues has one out now, and they've got Mama Little Pills. I haven't done a review. At the filming of this video, I haven't done a review on that one yet, but they got Dale's Pale Ale. They've got a couple of IPAs in there. I think there's like 5 beers, 3 of each. It's a 15 pack or so. So again, they've been around for quite a while. Like I said, I think I've only had Mama's Little Pills in the past. It's surprising because, I do consume a decent amount of beers. I try to find different brands, and I couldn't believe that was the only one that I've had before. So again, Dale's Pale Ale. This is coming in at 6.5% alcohol. It's not too much more distinguishing factors or identifiers on the can. If it's a pale ale, I'm expecting, American pale ale, like kind of like a Sierra Nevada, maybe, biscuity, toasty type of thing, maybe Pacific Northwest hops. But I've done a video, I think under What Is Styles or Beer Dissection. I've done Sierra Nevada. So if you are interested in a little bit of more of the history, take a look for that video. All right, so without further ado here, let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at it. But Dale's Pale Ale, never had this one, so this is brand new to me. So let me crack it open. Okay. Yeah, as I'm pouring it, it has this like gold, light amber kind of hue to it. Almost looking a little bit darker than like on a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I'm gonna let that settle for just a second. These days I pour things a lot more aggressively than I would expect at a brewery. But as you can see, we've got a nice, dense, light tan head, pretty tight bubbles. This looks like it's going to look pretty frothy on top there too, if you can take a look at it. So actually quite appealing. Again, the head issue is more of my pouring than anything. We've got a nice kind of medium to dark gold to light amber color. Pretty typical for American Pale Ale. Pretty clear, maybe a slight bit of chill haze, nothing too crazy. This style you typically want pretty clear. So this is fine. We're not looking at a hazy or New England IPA here. So let's take a sniff of the aroma. Yeah, you get that little bit of a light pine, a subtle citrus, maybe a little bit of a grapefruit citrus. I wouldn't be surprised if they're using Cascade hops in here, or some of your C's, Centennial, Cascade, Columbus. It smells like there's a little Cascade in here at least. You also get aroma of the malt, that it's kind of like a brioche, challah bread crust, bread crust type of malt aromas. But again, I'm getting kind of that on a little bit of a longer sniff, that little bit of lighter citrus, subtle pine to it. But you can see where we're keeping a kind of a nice head. So far so good. Smells pretty good. And then you can kind of see as that head is settling down, we kind of got that light amber, almost on the verge of copper, kind of a low copper kind of color. But anyway, guys, cheers. Let's take a swig of it. Yeah, you kind of get that light floral citrusy hops, maybe a slight grapefruit, but not as much grapefruit as, say, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. You get that brioche biscuit top, challah bread top type of malt on this. So it has a nice malt backbone to it to balance whatever hops they're using. low to medium carbonation. Let's just say low, probably more medium carbonation. No alcoholic warmth at roughly, what did I say it was at? 6.5. Still a little low for me where I start perceiving, the hotness or the alcoholic warmth from it. Medium bodied. I kind of get this little bit of this. I get this with some beers. I don't know if it's just the residual sugar. You kind of get a little bit of that filmy mouthfeel. I know that sounds negative, but it just kind of adds to the body of the beer and the mouthfeel of the beer. But pretty nice. I would say, if this American Pale Ale, probably a little bit of a West Coast IPA. Not overwhelming with the hop aroma and flavor. So you're not getting smacked in the face with the pine or resiny or citrusy type of, on a West Coast IPA. It's actually a little more malt forward than most IPAs you drink. So you're going to kind of get a little bit more, again, of that biscuit, bread crust, challah bread kind of topping that, if you're familiar with eating challah bread, with the crust on there, it kind of gives you a little bit more of a light caramel, kind of, a slight nut kind of flavor to the malt. Bitterness is, moderate bitterness. I wouldn't even say pronounced. I mean, usually we get these a little bit more on the pronounced side of bitterness. I don't know what the IBU units are on this, but it's pretty nice balanced beer. I would say it leans a little bit more to a West Coast IPA versus a American Pale Ale. It's splitting hairs a little bit, but the main thing is that it has a little bit more of a maltiness to it than hops. So if you're looking for IPAs, fruity, New England hazies, this wouldn't be the beer for you. But if you kind of like West Coast IPA, or even Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, this is pretty good. But it has a little bit more balance with the malt than even those beers. Those beers have a little bit more hop forwardness to it. But very nice. I really enjoying this. Again, I don't recall ever having it. But it is in that compilation 15-pack. I probably have it popping over my shoulder a few times, maybe in the beginning of the video, showing you the beers that were in there. But very nice. I mean, a nice pale ale. I would kind of give this a nice B+ easily, maybe an A-. Very easy drinking. Like I said, you got a little citrus, little floral on the hops, the slight pine, but then you really got that backbone of that brioche biscuit top, challah bread top, kind of malt forwardness, light caramel, toasty kind of malt flavor to it. And again, very easy drinking. Even at 6.5%, it actually drinks a little bit lower than that. It drinks more like 4.5%, so pretty easy drinking. So anyway, I would definitely recommend this in that B+ range or so. So anyway, guys, today's beer dissection is Dale's Pale Ale, okay, from Oskar Blues Brewing Company. I think they have a few, I want to say Colorado, North Carolina. I think they have a brewery, and maybe even Texas. I think they have breweries and where they produce the beers from. So if you see it, I definitely recommend it, especially that I haven't gotten through all the beers of the 15-pack yet, but I know I've had Mama Little Pills, so that one I'm expecting I'm going to be enjoying that one when I do review it. All right, guys, till the next beer dissection video. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.